Hello, lovelies. I thought I would read you just a little bit from my new book, Life in Between by Julia Richardson. I know a lot of you have read it, but I just thought I'd share some in my own voice. My mother and other mums. We had a family secret, but secrets always come out. To most people who know me, my adopted mum, Margaret, is my only mum. But that is not the whole story. I had another mother first. She pushed me out of her body one afternoon in March in 1958 in a nursing home in Kent. She had no one with her except the medical staff. I don't know much about my early days. My first mother and I had just 2 weeks of living in the same place, but we were mostly in separate rooms. She didn't hold me often or talk to me or sing to me. She didn't give me my first feed. My birth mother told me later, when we reunited, that she had held back from becoming attached to me because she always knew that she wasn't going to keep me. We had no opportunity to bond. I have seen the damage it did to both of us. My body remembers what my mind has forgotten. The trauma of our separation marked us both. Through my life, my birth mum was a longed-for stranger. For many years, I told anyone who asked that I had had a happy childhood and that I was close to my parents. That was the truth as I understood it then. I laughed and joked and performed, and I only saw what I was expected to see. But underneath, I had a feeling of not quite belonging, of something that just didn't quite fit, and of not having the connection that I saw in other people's families. My birth mother handed me over to a moral welfare officer, the precursor to social workers, in March 1958. I was taken to a foster home at 2 weeks old, and I stayed there until 3 months later I was sent on trial for adoption to the people who would become my parents a year later. The language is significant. On trial meant they could change their minds. I could be sent back. It takes a long time for the adoption process to go through. I have had other mothers too. The foster mother who took me in and was fond of me, who held me and fed me and cared for me for 3 months. I didn't look for her when I was pursuing the search for my birth family. I knew where she was and I didn't contact her. I think I was too afraid of rejection and only had enough energy for one reunion. I have had friends too who taught me to be a mother, and friends who have mothered me. Whilst I was at that foster home, I was visited and inspected by another family who decided not to adopt me. What would have happened if I'd gone to them instead? I was given to adoptive parents, a mum and dad, who were kind and loving. But luck didn't have anything to do with it. The decisions were made by a woman who couldn't bring up a baby on her own and a bureaucratic system. My mother wasn't a teenager. She wasn't forced to give me up by her parents. I have never found it easy to accept that she had no choice. I second-guess myself all the time when I write down how I really feel. I say it and then I panic. Is that really true? Is it unfair? Will it upset people? What would my mother say? What about my sisters, my children? There are multiple versions of what happened back then. This is mine. Mostly my story is about feelings, beliefs and understanding. The understanding I have of myself and other people, my relationship with both my mothers, and my journey of the search to connect and reunite with my birth family. Thanks for listening. Let me know what you think. I'll be back.